If you are the owner of one of these, the Baofeng UV-5R, no doubt you have heard the quote, unquote, some people, end quote, proclaim from the depths of their basement that this radio is nothing more than cheap Chinese junk. And they will often follow up with the proclamation of they can always tell when someone is talking or transmitting on one of these radios because the audio quality is so poor and they sound like junk. So in this video, we, and by we, I mean you and I, we will determine once and for all if all of those experts are correct or if they are just exhibiting signs of BDS, more commonly referred to as Baofeng derangement syndrome. But before all of that, please allow me to take a moment and point out that I am currently suffering from a cold or severe allergies, I don't know which. And not only is my voice somewhat impaired, but I may not be my normal, happy, cheery self because the NyQuil and theobromine have not yet fully kicked in. As I alluded to a moment ago in this video, we, and by that I mean you and I, will look at and compare the sound quality of 3 different radios. The first radio being the Baofeng UV-5R, which costs around $20. The second will be the Yaesu VX-6R, which is represented by this high-quality digital special effect in my hand because I don't have the radio with me right now. When brand new, this radio costs about $300. And the Motorola XTS5000, which, when brand new, costs around $4,000 to $5,000. And to help us, and by us, I mean you and I, to help us hear the differences in these 3 radios, I have enlisted the help of my friend Chris, who is at his house 10 miles away. And to ensure that Chris's voice sounds as good as possible, he has wiped down the back of his throat with Vaseline. That is a trick that both Freddie Mercury and Elton John have used throughout their careers, so you know it must be for a good reason. And to record the transmissions of Chris's Vaseline smooth voice so that you can hear them and thusly compare their audio, I will be using a high-quality Motorola XTS5000 mobile radio connected to a large external speaker. This should give us a wide dynamic range of audio for us to look at with our ears. Now, no doubt, some people are going to leave long-winded complaints in the comments section, complaining that my test is not valid because we are not using scientific instruments. And I would just like to take this moment to point out that what some people continually tell us online about the Baofeng UV-5R's poor audio quality, especially when compared with real radios, we do not need any scientific instruments because this radio reportedly sounds so bad. The difference is so huge, according to all of the online experts, that we should have no problem detecting how bad the audio sounds from this Baofeng UV-5R using our own human ears. And just to prevent any potential confuculation, please bear in mind that what we are talking about here today is audio fidelity, not how strong the signal is or how much static there is, but the fidelity or the purity of the audio coming out of the radios. Or to put it more simply, how well we can hear the words that are coming out of Chris's mouth. First up, we will see how the $300 Yaesu sounds.
This is Chris, speaking on a Yaesu VX-6R. 1, 2, 3. How do I sound?
Next, we will see how the Motorola XTS5000 XTS5000 sounds.
This is Chris on a Motorola XTS5000. 1, 2, 3. How do I sound?
And finally, the cheap Chinese junk that all of the experts keep telling us sounds like crap, the $20 Baofeng UV-5R.
This is Chris talking on a Baofeng UV5R. 1, 2, 3. How do I sound?
And one more time, listen carefully. Yaesu
1, 2, 3. How do I sound?
Motorola
1, 2, 3. How do I sound?
Baofeng.
1, 2, 3. How do I sound?
Now, I'm not sure if the differences in audio clarity between all three radios will come through on the YouTubes or not, but to my untrained, regular human ear, all of the radios sound quite similar. To my ear, the Motorola XTS5000 sounded slightly better than the Yaesu or the Baofeng, and the $20 Baofeng, to my ear, sounded slightly better than the $300 Yaesu. Now, I am sure that in my vast viewing audience, there will be differing opinions over which radio sounded better, and that is okay. Go ahead and leave a comment and tell us which radio you think sounded the best. But I do not think that any human could listen to all three of those radios and honestly proclaim that there is any vast difference between the three, or that one sounds horribly worse than the others. And therefore, based on the empirical evidence that I have just presented, there should be zero doubt that anyone proclaiming that the Baofeng UV5R sounds like junk is clearly and obviously suffering from Baofeng derangement syndrome.